Michael Saylor just dropped a brand new $21 million Bitcoin price prediction in front of 10,000 people yesterday, and it looks like Donald Trump is finally about to get his way and force Jerome Powell to slash interest rates and turn the money printers back on.
I think we're going to be $21 million in 21 years.
Today, we're not only going to explore why Michael has changed his models for forecasting Bitcoin's price, but also dive into what the increasing global tensions mean for interest rates. It smells like the money printers are getting closer by the day, and if they're turned on, maybe Michael Saylor's $21 million Bitcoin forecast by 2046 is a little too bearish. We got a lot to cover. Send it!
You know something 99.8% of the capital in the world does not yet know, right? You know that this thing is unstoppable. You know that everybody needs it, and very few people understand it. I'm giving you something much more valuable. I'm giving you 21 years to leverage that information while everybody else is oblivious, while everybody else is afraid, while everybody else is distracted. If you build the right machine, build a money-making machine for yourself. If you build the right machine and you plug it into the Bitcoin network, it will grow stronger every day. It will grow stronger every year. It will compound extraordinary wealth. You have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to change the destiny of everybody in your bloodline, to change the destiny of your community, everything you hold dear, to change the political course of human history. And the question is, how are you going to do it? You need a 21-year plan, right? You're going to need to take a courageous step, and then you need to take action.
If one thing is for certain, it is that when there is panic, it's the perfect time to buy Bitcoin. Hence Michael Saylor's growing bullishness on Bitcoin, with many geopolitical, regulatory, and adoption developments, which he said nobody conceived of last year. Saylor's new bullish forecast on Bitcoin comes amid strategy continuing to aggressively accumulate more Bitcoin. Do you have a 21-year strategy? Well, Giga Chad says you might want to go get one, and here's why.
And so with that, with the help of all that information, I'm going to now share my Bitcoin prophecy. I think we're going to be $21 million in 21 years. It's a very special time in the network, maybe the one time in the history of the network where you look out 21 years and you see 21 million. Specifically, I expect 21 million coins at a $21 million price in 21 years, and people ask, how's the network going to grow? It's going to be growing at 21% in 21 years. The volatility is going to be 21. This is all, the only number you need to remember is the number 21. And what does that look like? Well, that looks like 28.5% from here. Not that different, slightly less than 29% ARR. But the path to 21 million, it's not going to be simple. It's going to be volatile. And so you're going to see a volatility, and it's going to damp over time, but you got to be prepared for the volatility, for the surges and the drawdowns, the good days, the bad days. This is Bitcoin's annualized return looking back a decade, looking forward 2 decades. And you can see that the network was growing faster when it's small. That's totally rational. It's now in the mid-50s. What do I expect? I expect it will continue to grow exponentially, but as it approaches hundreds of trillions of dollars, it will decelerate to the point where it's growing about 21% a year. Now, how does that compare to the S&P? It'll be growing faster. In 20 years, it's still going to be the best idea. It's still going to be the most lucrative capital asset a company can hold. It's still going to be durable, vital. There will not be a better investment in the year 2046. And I think it's very important to understand that Bitcoin's trending toward the performance of the best capital assets in the world, in the conventional world, which are like, Mag 7 digital monopolies mixed into an index. It's trending toward it, but it will never reach it. And it will never perform at that level because it's always going to be better. It's always going to be more useful. It's always going to be less risky. It's always going to have the counterparty risk of a company stripped away. There's never going to be a CEO to subpoena. There's never going to be a labor force. There's never going to be the challenge of a supply chain. It's never going to have a tariff on it. It's going to be pure digital energy, pure economic energy. By then, it will be moving at the speed of light on layer 2s, on layer 3s. It'll be moving 10 million times a second. It'll be trading between billions and billions of nodes and billions of other nodes. There's going to be nothing else to compete with it. It will be the most valuable thing, performing the best. You're not going to want to sell it in 21 years. You're just going to wish that you had acquired more of it.
Bitcoin has got the green light. Not that it asked or cared about anyone's permission to begin with, but it's still a nice gesture. And just take a look around. Markets have been pummeled, but we have been here before, and we know what all of this means. I know, I remember the good times too, but at the end of the day, the fiat system, believe it or not, is functioning just as it was designed to do. And that is just sickening. Come on, America, walk that off. Or better yet, someone call a medic. That's well past 4 hours. We're looking at 50 years over here. How does it not just keel over? But in all seriousness, what are you gonna make me tap the sign? You know what comes next? Larry Lepard done told you the big print is coming, and guess who agrees? The Gipper. Check it out.
It has only 2 ways of getting money other than raising taxes. It can go into the money market and borrow, competing with its own citizens and driving up interest rates, which it has done, or it can print money, and it's done that. Both methods are inflationary. We're victims of language. The very word inflation leads us to think of it as just high prices. And then, of course, we resent the person who puts on the price tags, forgetting that he or she is also a victim of inflation. Inflation is not just high prices. It's a reduction in the value of our money. When the money supply is increased, but the goods and services available for buying are not, we have too much money chasing too few goods. Wars are usually accompanied by inflation. Everyone is working or fighting, but production is of weapons and munitions, not things we can buy and use. Now, one way out would be to raise taxes so that government need not borrow or print money. But in all these years of government growth, we've reached, indeed surpassed, the limit of our people's tolerance or ability to bear an increase in the tax burden. Prior to World War II, taxes were such that on the average we only had to work just a little over 1 month each year to pay our total federal, state, and local tax bill. Today, we have to work 4 months to pay that bill. Some say shift the tax burden to business and industry, but business doesn't pay taxes. Oh, don't get the wrong idea. Business is being taxed so much so that we're being priced out of the world market. But business must pass its costs of operations, and that includes taxes, on to the customer in the price of the product. Only people pay taxes, all the taxes. Government just uses business in a kind of sneaky way to help collect the taxes.
There is no stopping this train, and we have the big finish coming from Jeff Booth. But before we bring it home today, look at our likes.
3 or 4 times, maybe.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and give us a pamp while we take a moment to recognize our friends powering this show over at the Bitcoin Way. Nation states are hacking banks and crypto exchanges. Self-custody of your Bitcoin has never been more important. And if you're looking to learn how to get your Bitcoin off exchanges and into self-custody, if you want to learn how to run a node and take back your privacy, you're going to want to head over to the Bitcoin Way and begin your journey towards Bitcoin sovereignty today. If you're looking to get started, you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation using that link in the show notes. Oh, and have you ever tried to explain this to your friends and they just roll their eyes and ask if you caught the game last night? Boom, we got you covered. The Orange Pill app is the single largest repository of Bitcoin-only events in the world. Connect with over 16,000 other Bitcoiners in real life. Bitcoin is better with friends, and now you can zap them instantly, all in one app. What are you waiting for? Download the Orange Pill app today, go hit a meetup, and who knows? The connections you make could last a lifetime. Big finish time. Once you go orange, you never go back.
I am not going back, no matter what. This is, and I know many people that aren't. And so on one side, people would say, well, what if Bitcoin goes to zero? Okay, then it goes to zero. But the only way it could go to zero is if everyone chose to go back. So let's talk about some real potential risks to Bitcoin. And I would say that there's two major risks to Bitcoin that both of what I'm saying here solve. One would be quantum. At some point, you could say quantum is never going to happen, and that might be true, but I would say that that's more of an edge case now. That at some point, whether through what Microsoft's doing with hardware to be able to make and then software, we will likely get to quantum. Might be 10 years, might be 5 years, might be 20 years, might be never. But I think in something that's this profound, we should take the case that we will get there someday, and we should do the work to be able to make the protocol quantum resistant. How do you make the protocol quantum resistant? A whole bunch of people do the work to make sure the best solution is done, and that solution is fought with all of these people going through this consensus mechanism, and then you roll out a change. And who rolls out the change? The people that vote for the change that's in best interests of Bitcoin, the social layer. And we're doing at Ego Death, we're doing a lot of work on this right now, looking at all of the various different proposals. So you see, okay, there's a risk way out here, right? What should we actively participate in making sure that risk doesn't materialize? You can imagine there's a whole bunch of other people, not just Ego Death, a whole bunch of individuals, same as us, because of the social layer, that are doing the very same thing. What's another risk? Another risk is us. The risk is most people are measuring Bitcoin in the fiat instrument. And if they're measuring Bitcoin in the fiat instrument, they're actually contributing to the centralization. And they don't realize it, and they will get rich because Bitcoin will go up a lot in the fiat instrument. And they will probably trade their Bitcoin for the fiat instrument, and they will likely not run nodes. They will likely not be part of this. And at some point, that fiat system, which is an inflationary system, has to attack the honest one. Has to. So you could just go through a thought experiment. What would you do to enable that attack? What you would do if you were a government? What you would do is if you would be on side with Bitcoin.
That's super interesting. It has this increasingly bigger crowd that comes in and only cares about number co-op technology. And then there's the hardcore, as we call it, the freedom co-op technology. And I mean, I would argue probably 99% of Bitcoiners, or maybe even like all of them, come in first like because they see number go up and then they learn about Bitcoin. Hopefully most of them actually see the revolution and what's so fundamental about Bitcoin then later on, and then all of a sudden.
That's right. Once you see the truth, you just can't unsee it. Buy the war dip and sell the war bucks. And speaking of proof of work, don't forget to get those tickets to Mining Disrupt 2025. The hash war is heating up and the biggest Bitcoin mining event of the year is heading to Dallas, Texas. November 11th through the 13th. See the latest innovations, hear from industry leaders, and catch Simply Bitcoin at the news desk. We hope to see you there, and don't forget to use promo code SimplyBitcoin for 20% off. Hey, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and give us a pamp by sharing the Sound Money Gospel and set those notifications for the best in Bitcoin news delivered to you daily. Love you guys. Catch you next time. Peace.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, you.